We're talking famously single. Ronnie and Malika are in trouble. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Wait, I gotta be like David and Ronnie.
I'm like Dorothy. I'm like, what am I doing here? I don't know how to dance. What am I doing here?
What up, AfterBuzz? It's your boy DJ Jesse J here in studio for the famously single AfterBuzz TV After Show. I'm joined in studio by my baby mama Lina Noory.
Hey everyone, it's Dr. Phil Lina. I'm back this week, and I'm so sorry I wasn't here last week. I know Jesse was absolutely devastated because, you know, we're like the Regis and Kelly of AfterBuzz.
Okay.
Just totally joking, but I'm so glad to be back. I missed you
We're
guys.
gonna have that confidence. We are.
Yeah,
We're here.
We're here.
All right, for all your relationship advice, here we are, because, you know,
Or
we just gonna say it. You know, we're gonna go rolling it. All right, let's talk about it, because this episode was filled with a little bit too much relationship tea for me. Ronnie and Sammy. Let's just jump right on in. Actually, no, I don't want to talk about that yet. Let's talk about Chad and Karina. I'm over Karina.
I'm over both of them.
I like Chad. I really do. Even though, okay, so I interviewed New York, Tiffany Pollard, last week.
Oh, you did? What did she say?
She said Chad has a big dick, but he doesn't know how to use it. And when I brought him up, because she said him and Karina were weird together. She didn't really understand it. So I was like, well, watching you guys, I feel like you bring a certain side out of him. And she started getting like kind of nervous talking about him. And she was like, I mean, Chad's kind of everything, but he's never been with a black girl before. So she just feels like she's too much. But if he was to open his mind and, you know, give in a little bit, she thinks that they actually could have been something. And I really do think that it's like a yin and a yang. They're total opposites, but it's like they're comedy. They understand each other a little bit. I don't know. I'd be interested for that. Because Karina's too much.
She is too much, and honestly, I give Chad props, like we saw in this episode. He went out of his way, did such like a beautiful candlelight dinner. I was actually expecting when he's like, first of all, the tall tale sign that they're not going to work out is, what are the odds that the restaurant just catches on fire?
Girl.
If that's not symbolism, I'm one of those people that believes in like symbolism.
Plagues.
I mean, the restaurant, the kitchen's closed, it burns down. I mean, if that's a sign, it's like run, run. But, you know, I've always been a big Katrina fan. I said I could always relate to her, but it's like, come on, dude. You guys you're barely in a relationship. You've gone on, what, one actual real date. And I swear to God, like, next thing you know, she's going to start talking about kids and marriage. She's just too much.
Yeah. She is just so much for me. Like, and it's like, you guys keep arguing like a couple. It's kind of like, what do you want from him? Like, do you think, like, expectations, like, okay, we all have expectations. I hate people who are like, you shouldn't have any expectations. That's, what kind of human being are you if you don't have expectations? You know, so
yeah.
I never understand that quote. But I feel like she doesn't really know what she wants. Because her expectations are, you want someone to court you. Like, girl, this is not 1939. But then you still want to be an independent woman. Like, what do you want? Because he's sitting here, he's literally tried to sit and get to know you. You feel like it's inappropriate you're in my bed. It's inappropriate that you're on a reality TV show in a house with multiple people living in it in an open layout format. That's weird. You know, so it's like, talk to the man. Get to know him. You don't want to open yourself up because you're scared. Because what? You've probably Googled him. And now it's paranoia in your head because you have all these assumptions about this man instead of actually being in the moment and enjoying what's actually happening. I mean, I feel it, girl, because I do it too. But I'm just saying, after like 2 days, you got to be like, okay, you know what? He keeps trying.
No, he's clearly trying. And in the beginning, like I said, I always related to her. I have girlfriends, you know. I went to UCLA. I graduated. I have girlfriends that are attorneys, and we sometimes will sit there, like one of my girlfriends, Amanda, and we're like, what is it? Like, what is the criteria if you want to be, you know, an independent woman and have your own mindset and are driven and don't need a guy mentally, physically, or emotionally, and then you get into a relationship like you said, and then you're the dominant one, and you're like, I'm a woman, and I have rights, and I have this, so then the guy kind of like doesn't know his role, like what is stepping in too much, what is not enough, but he clearly... Yep. made an effort. He was chivalrous. He asked her out on a date, even though it wasn't organic in the beginning. It was kind of like awkward, and he.
But still, I mean, the situation is not organic. It's a forced situation. You find somebody and you like them in the situation, explore it. That's what Ronnie and Malika are doing. They're not stressing it. Like, I feel like Karina's like, okay, yeah, I want the water hot. No, it's no, it's a little too warm for me. A little too warm for me, and you create this excuse. And then you go and meet up with that Char man, and you're like, I went on a date yesterday, and, you know, absolutely not. But why are you mad that Chad's even talking to somebody? Because he's only talking to somebody because you pushed him away.
Yeah, and, okay, so if I was a guy and I noticed in the scene, I don't know if you were watching at the dinner, you can tell that it's something that Chad has never done, because he was like, I've never really done this, and, like, you know, I did all this for you. Like, he kind of wanted some acknowledgement from her. So you can tell, like, he really went out on a limb for her, and then she's out because he invites a girl, because obviously she's so confusing. Sit in my bed, don't sit in my bed. Why do you flirt with other girls, but yet goes on a date with another guy? The guy comes back to the house. He hears about it. And then she's flirting with the guy, and she grabs him. And it was, dude, it was just so awkward.
And looked him in the eye and was like, nope, it was nothing. I went on a date last night, and wasn't my thing.
Yeah. And then she tells him, she's like, oh, you know, I know you were so into me, and it's just, I felt so weird because I had already agreed like an hour before that to go on a date with somebody in the house. Like, first of all, that's TMI. Like, let's just say it doesn't work out with Chad. Why the hell are you telling the new guy that doesn't even know your cuckoo-ness yet, like, hey, by the way, I was technically on a date last night. I got asked out an hour before you asked me. He happens to be here right now. So now I'm gonna give you a chance.
Girl,
like, she's just too much.
I am. Maybe that may have, I'm too much. Because I'm like, okay, this is fucking weird. Like, I'm like someone who just like, nope, here it is on the fucking table.
But you're saying it from an honesty standpoint. You're not doing it to play games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like she is trying to play games, because you shouldn't have been bothered that Chad was even doing that. You could have been like, really, you gonna pick this girl, but whatever, and then carried on. But you sitting here harnessing, like, emotions, girl.
I mean, I don't even agree. Like, you know, I've always been the type of girl where I think if you're actually like interested in somebody, I know there's like the stages and there's like dating, and you can openly date other people. I don't do that. I don't
understand any of that.
I just want to throw a disclaimer, because I've recently learned that there's like rules. Like, you know, I talked about this first episode. There's like, you're dating, you're talking, and then
so
you have to wait till they ask you.
Talking is first, right?
So apparently there's talking.
I'm trying to figure out.
And then you start going on dates, apparently. And then while you're dating, until you're in a relationship, until the guy, at least in my case, I would expect the guy to ask, you can go date other people. Hell no.
But how long before you ask that? Like, what do you mean? Oh my God, that'd be so weird. You know what I mean?
No, I don't get it either.
I know, I get it.
I'm the girl, I mean.
I don't get it, but I get that, like, it's 2017, and, like, I get that people do that, but, like,
No, I don't agree with it. I think it's a technicality.
Because I think that if you one date, I could understand, like, okay, I took Lina on a date on Thursday. You know, it was, like, cool, but then, you know, I had this other one lined up. Boom, you know what I'm saying? But like, to be openly dating somebody consistently, and then it's like, okay, well, wait a minute, bitch.
Yeah, like, if you're into somebody and you're talking to them
like,
a couple times a day,
and then you have a Tuesday, and then you have a Wednesday, and then there's a Thursday, like, that can't carry on for more than 2 weeks. Like, you need to make a decision, like, is this cool or not? Like, I don't know, is that crazy?
No, it's not. I'm literally telling you, like, if I was dating somebody, I don't even do that. First of all, that juggling thing, I don't believe in that.
I can't.
I feel like if you're really into somebody, you can't give them a clean chance while you're talking to other people. Now, that doesn't say that if you date somebody and you go on 4 or 5 dates and you don't like them, you just say, hey, you know what? It was so great getting to know you, but I just think, you know, we'd be better off as friends. That's fair.
Yeah.
But you gave it a fair chance, because then what happens 6 months in, when someone talks to someone and someone tells someone and they find out
if 6 months that you still shopping at the grocery store?
No, not even shopping at the grocery store, but let's just say 6 months in, they find out.
I'm talking about you still talking to other people.
Oh.
6 months in, bitch, that's an expiration date. Sorry, girl.
No, I meant like you're 6 months, you're in the relationship.
Yeah, that's a dating.
No, but I'm saying through the grapevine, you found out that month 1, he was on a date with somebody else while you were thinking you were in a relationship. It's gonna cause you problems.
Month 1, like, of like dating and talking, because like, I don't know, I don't understand. There's a difference between talking, and talking can still mean like you guys go out and do things, and then there's like a dating, and it's like, wait, what? I thought that was the same thing. Mark, did you think that was the same thing?
It sounds really similar.
You know, but people use this as
It's a
way
technicality, I swear to God.
Oh, Charlotte's Web. Like, girl.
That's ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying.
And listen, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying you're right.
No, we're
to each their own.
Yeah, no judgment.
But I've noticed that when people use that technicality of like, oh, but we were just dating still. We weren't in a relationship yet. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean you were still allowed to do whatever you want? Like, listen, tell us at home if you guys want to comment below.
Please.
I'm not saying I wrote the book on it. That's why
I have not published one.
maybe we should publish one together. No, but
How
seriously,
to find a man.
what is the rule though?
We're gonna figure it out together.
So anyways,
It'd
back
be
to
like a pop-up book.
I know we went off on our little tangent. Back to Katrina. She's all over. Karina, sorry. Back to Karina Smirnoff. She's all over the place. She wants to be in a relationship with them after not even going on a date. Puts pressure on him to ask her the proper way, as he does. He makes an effort, makes a great date, and then she goes on a date, or she's getting to know Shar. And then the second he invites another girl, because obviously she's confusing him, she goes and like grabs the guy's hand, like, hey, can we go in the other room? Like, she wanted to make it a point.
Right, but beyond all that, I feel like Karina threw me off when she talked about her perfect day. Because I feel like people, sometimes, I feel like what she's doing is she's taking her past and she's trying to rush it into a situation. Like, you have to get Chad to that point. Her perfect day was, oh, my perfect day would be my mom would be cooking. First of all, your mom is in our house? What? Like, okay, fine, but like, this is your perfect day? Like, how about mom went away for the weekend and we in our house together alone? Mom took our kid away for the weekend. Bitch, you like, mom's cooking bacon in the morning, our son's running around, but we get to be in bed a little longer and then we go to the beach. Like, girl, that is projecting. Like, and I feel you, because project, but like, that's something you do inside of your head.
No, you don't even do that inside of your head that quickly.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Oh, I do. Girl, I don't. We ain't talking if I can't see a future.
But you're naming your kids?
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
And your mom's in it?
I have my name.
Your mom's cooking?
Yes. First of all, yes. If I meet somebody, no, she ain't cooking. But I mean, like, if I meet somebody and my mom, like, I would think, like, is this person gonna get along with my mom? Probably not. But okay, you know what I mean? Like, we can work it out. Like, but I mean, so what she's doing, I feel like you do that like 6 months to a year into a relationship where you thinking like, oh, okay, like, were you gonna put this on a man that you just met? Like, mom's in the kitchen, like, whoa, girl, like, wait, am I supporting your mom? Like, what's, you know what I mean? Like, that's the perfect day for you. Like,
I can imagine, like, if I could just be the fly on the wall in that room and then see what Chad is thinking. He's probably like,
no,
we haven't even gone on like a real date. Like, this is our first real official date, and this chick is talking about her mom.
I don't think he was. I think because he has the mom thing attached because of his mom. He's really close to his mom, so maybe she was doing it to try and connect in that level. I just can't.
I just think it's too much. I don't.
Way too much. Everyone was eating Dorothy's cookie. David, what did you think about David still in love with his ex?
By the way, don't kill me, guys. Sorry, Jesse. Look at his little map.
It's my map to love. Mind you, little reality check for later on today, yoga. Yeah. Okay.
The mastermind at work.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was doing 50 things at once, and I needed a big sheet of paper while I was.
I just love that you're writing with crayons. Like, where did you find a crayon?
Because look, my house is like a fucking kindergarten school, preschool. Okay. Anyways.
So back to what you were
David
asking.
still in love with his ex Juliet. I just don't believe any of it.
I don't believe him. I think he's saying what the camera wants to hear. I do commend him for coming out openly and talking about how he cheated, as did Ronnie. I just think they both don't really understand what cheating is. And as a woman,
Ronnie understands what cheating is? I think he understands it. I think he doesn't understand why he does it.
No, he said verbatim, and actually I was like, literally I had the remote in my hand. I wanted to like throw it at the TV screen. He goes, I feel like she didn't fulfill something in me. No, you cheat because it's an insecurity in you that only you can fulfill, that only you, like, you have to love yourself and you have to know that you are so secure in yourself that you don't want to do stuff to sabotage your relationship or to project your feelings onto somebody else. Do not blame that on her. Like, the fact that he blamed that on her, that was just too much for me.
And I hated that he said he lost 6 years of his life because it was like, y'all were in love, and the only thing that fucked up was that you kept stepping out. You chose to do it. So you didn't lose 6 years of your life. She lost 6 years of her fucking life because she had to deal with your fucking tired ass. And I understand I'm not going to throw all that on you because I get it. Like, you were young, you had the cameras and all that shit, and you were nobody before. Like you say, I was a nobody before, and then now I did this, and everyone's on me.
I still don't think it's any excuse.
No, it's not an excuse.
Like, Dr. Darcy asked him, he's like, I cheated like multiple times. Like she finally was like fed up.
It's not an excuse, but it's just like she said, look, it's not up for Sammy to forgive you. You have to forgive your fucking self, boy, because you out here gonna keep on doing the same thing over and over again. And then he's like, you know, I did think it was interesting that he didn't want to bring Sammy back, which cool, but I didn't like that he said, I want to be so happy with Malika that Sammy vanishes. Because I feel like now you're putting that on Malika. And it's kind of like, you have to be okay with the fact that Sammy's vanishing and be present with Malika. But you have to understand, forgive yourself, forgive the past. Lauren Conrad, you know what I'm saying? Like, forgive, but I will forget. And you carry the fuck on. Like, I don't know. I think he still likes Sammy, to be honest.
I think he's still in love with Sammy. Yep. I think that he's hoping he gets something from Malika that fulfills this void that he says he has, that he blames her for. Yeah. Like, I can't even get over that. I'm going to talk about it again because I'm confused as to, you know, Dr. Darcy, I'm not a therapist, but she clearly hears him saying and projecting and blaming others for his own actions. And I want to know, is it something that maybe unravels later in the season, why she's not like, hey, let's stop.
The reality is,
let's talk about an insecurity in you that you need to fix yourself. Yep. And how about she tells him, like, you shouldn't even be jumping to Malika, trying to have her fill that void. And listen, the fact that Malika heard what he said and she still went after him, props to her. Yeah. Because that takes a very secure woman. Like, she was like, don't worry, we're going to get through this together. But like I said, from the beginning, they're two halves looking to combine to complete each other, and that's not happening. That's not how it works.
Yep. And I guarantee you that's the reason why they broke up again, because it's like, you probably you went on the TV show, you jump into this relationship with this girl, and you then, because of television, you become Ronnie and Sammy. And you never kind of got your own fame from it, because it was always Ronnie and Sammy, where Pauly D got to go out, Mike the Situation got to have his thing, then he had his own talk show, TV show, Snooki. Like, everyone did some except for Ronnie and Sammy. Because they were always attached, and it's like, well, if you guys aren't Ronnie and Sammy, well, we hate both of you. You know what I mean? Like, I remember watching the show. I didn't like when they would break up. You know?
My favorite episode was when they're in the jacuzzi, and some girl had, like, the chicken cutlets in the water.
Oh, disgusting. But I mean, I
but
think
Sammy was also technically a reality star too, so she can sit there and say, oh, I'd never been on a TV show before this, so I can go cheat too.
But she never wanted the fame. I don't think she really ever wanted the fame, even after the fact. I think he low-key did, and he wasn't out here pushing himself the way he needed to be. He took it He's probably one of those guys who needs a girl to give him the confidence that he needs, and that's why he's a relationship hopper. And it's just like, you didn't grow up. You didn't grow up. You didn't understand that, you know what? You didn't learn your lesson from Sammy. Because it's like, you were with her for 6 years. You should understand why you loved her. You should understand by now. What did he say? I want to appreciate what I have. What don't you, like... That sounds like an excuse to me.
I feel like he didn't come on the show expecting that he was going to have this connection with Malika. I actually feel like, you know, I could be wrong, but just from kind of seeing Ronnie and how he talks about Sammy, that he really came on this show to maybe be on national television, telling people his story with Sammy, and maybe trying to even get through to her. Because I feel like even when he talks about her, especially in the first episode as like we're unraveling his character, he's so like invested in her. And then now he immediately takes those feelings and is trying to put it on someone else, but in reality, it's Sammy that he wants.
Well, I don't even know if it's even wanting, because it's like, I think Sammy should have came, and I think there should have been a conversation, because you brought it up, you got emotional about it. You need to end something. There needs to be a period, and that doesn't always mean you have to bring the person back. But I did think it was interesting that Malika was a little irritated that they wanted to bring him back. But I mean, I think that there's a conversation, and I think it would have been good for the world to have seen a couple who were so in love with each other for 6 years, and what you have to go through, how to really get away from that 6-year relationship. You know what I mean? Because I think it is hard for people to grow once you've been in something for so long and it's been so consistent. You know what I mean? You're going to start to search for certain things in people that remind you of those 6 comfortable years, you know, and then when you don't have it, it's like, oh, well, wait, this isn't Sammy. Well, yeah, it's not Sammy. You're not going to find Sammy because you're not dating Sammy. Remember, you broke up with Sammy after 6 years because she wasn't filling a void, because she wasn't living up to the standard that you needed her to. So it's kind of like, pull your brakes back and allow Malika to come step in. But I feel like the conversation should have been had because I feel like it would have been really good for television and the viewers. I would have enjoyed watching that.
I think
Tell me how to get, you know what I mean?
I think it actually would be like an excellent insight into what it's like to have a public relationship. Because when you're putting your relationship on blast, you're giving people a right to comment, give their thoughts, tell you, no, you deserve better. Sammy, why did you put up with that? Or Ronnie, you should be with Malika. So, you know, you put yourself out there, and unfortunately, you're opening yourself up to criticism.
And you have to be very strong.
And imagine, dude, if I go through just a breakup of someone that I genuinely care about, just knowing that you guys are now going on with 2 separate lives, like you hear, oh, he went out here, or, oh, he's with this person, or, oh, I saw him here, and a lot of it's just speculation. As a celebrity or as a couple that put their whole relationship on blast, I can't imagine, like, if I was Sammy at home watching him, one episode talking about he's still in love with me, next episode he's like next clip he's like confessing his love to like another girl. Like, it's so hard. So I would have loved to actually seen Sammy come in and Dr. Darcy break them down into what their relationship is like, because I feel like the reason why it went on for so long is because it is public. Like, sometimes when you break up, you want to move on.
Yeah,
when you're on television, you can't. You know what he's doing.
I don't want to be the bad guy, and I don't want, like, you know what I mean? It's like, then you have to watch it and relive it again at the reunions, and it's like, okay, well, here we are.
And you know when he's with another girl.
Show every
you know when he's going out. Yep. TMZ's got him at the front of the club.
Honey. I mean, I feel bad for you, bud, but we gotta grow up now. It's time. And I feel ya. They get to group therapy, and they all tell each other who's the sexiest. New York got some. Chad gave it to Dorothy, and Karina did not like it. Well, girl, you shouldn't have had that fucking wig on, or whatever the fuck was on your head. I was like, why is that braided up like that? Looking like Rapunzel, like, girl. The art of being sexy. And so then they go and they meet with Robin Anton, who created the Pussycat Dolls, and I thought the girls did very well. I thought the girls were pretty quick. You know, they loosened up a little bit, loosened up their buttons. And then the guys, I really wish because Chad would have totally looked like the Vegas male
Chippendale dancers. Yeah.
But I mean, David was really into it, and Ronnie, I was just like, okay.
I thought it was such a good bonding exercise, because, you know, I'm not big on dancing. I'm like so Dorothy. I swear to God, when she's in the like green room, whatever you call it, where she's giving her commentary, and she's like, I'm not really like a dancer. Like, I don't do that either. I'm not a dancer, and I'm starting to realize that it's because you're just in your own head. So when I first saw that they were doing that exercise, I was like, this is going to be such a good bonding experience for all the girls. They're going to let go of their nerves, just be themselves. I mean, yeah, be themselves on national television.
She was like, yeah.
Oh my God, but Tiffany, oh my God. I swear to God, the stuff she says.
When she did the little Kim pose, I was like, yes. I was here for it. It was cute.
You should have asked her to do it live.
She probably would have did it too. And she had the outfit to do it.
Did she?
Yeah, make sure you guys check out Black Hollywood Live this week. The show's called This Week on blackhollywoodlive.com. We had Claudia Jordan and
she's
Tiffany
beautiful.
Pollard. Beautiful, and spilt so much tea.
Did she really?
Oh my gosh, it was just like...
When does it air?
It's already up.
Oh, it's already up?
Yep, because they're in Sharknado 5, which airs, I think, this week.
Make sure you guys check it out. This week, Black Hollywood Live.
Okay. Well, that's all we got for you guys today. Fuck a predictions, to be honest, because, like, what do we...
Let me guess. Chad and Karina aren't going to make it.
Yeah, honestly, I think they picked, like, I wonder if how the producers truly feel. We should get an interview producer. How do they feel about this cast? Because I'm kind of, like, sizzling out with it. I thought the first season was better.
I agree. I thought the first season was better. I thought it was more authentic. I feel like with David, like, who is David?
Like, that's...
Colum is still, like, the closet serial killer. Like, we don't even really know.
Yeah, why are you back here? Like, he looks like American Horror Story cult. Like,
even in the scene, where Tiffany's looking at him and she goes, you got it all. You got the full package. I'm like, what has he got? We haven't heard him say anything.
No, he legit looks like he would invite you over to dinner and murder you. But, I mean, there is something sexy about that, I guess. David, there's nothing authentic about David. I think he's, like, too authentic, and it's just kind of off-putting. Like, okay, well, that's who you are as a human being. Like, we need to do better.
I feel like with him, he's just the epitome of like a Instagram influencer. What you see is just what they show you.
Okay.
Like there's no.
I would have said more of like a body, like I don't, yeah, like a model body build. I don't know. I don't even.
No, I'm saying there's like no depth. Like on Instagram, there's no depth. You're not talking. It's not Snapchat. It's not, and even Snapchat, you're just showing people what you want to show them. But Instagram just, it's like a fragment. You know, you're showing people what you want them to see. And I feel like we haven't hit the surface with David. I know nothing about him still. Column is still Column. I feel like he came back, like I said, to
Like
compensate for last season.
Ronnie and Malika are giving me what I need. Like as far as depth, I feel like.
Absolutely.
New York is just kind of comedy, but she's not even really giving me that. I would like a little more depth with New York, which I think they'll show us next week. But
I agree. I think she's hiding behind her comedy.
Yep. Which in person, she was much more like subtle. And she was like, y'all ain't paying my bills, so you know I'm chill today. I was like, oh. So she's a smart girl. I like her. Well, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You guys can also subscribe to us on iTunes. Search Famously Single, AfterBuzz TV. Hit that subscribe. Rate us 5 stars because the rest don't work. And you guys can follow me at DJ Jesse J.
And I'm Lina Noory. You can find me on Instagram at Lina Noory and Twitter at Lina Noory _.
Boom. Till next week. Same time, same place.
Bye.
Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.